Hey, so, you ever just look at someone and you just want to smile? That's me right now. I'm down bad, y'all. Down so far, in fact, that I triple crowned him on the spot. Had all the resources, I farmed for him a long time ago. He's finally here. He is triple crowned. Here is the proof. My boy, 10, 10, 10, right here. Amazing. So this is the perfect opportunity to see what he can do at like pretty good investment, right? I normally do thoughts from an FTP perspective, but now I have this character, I can actually use him. This opportunity is quite hard to come by, so I'm gonna do it. So I think that there are still people that think that Thoma is a pyro sting show, and that could not be farther from the truth. He has absolutely non-existent damage. His damage is so bad, his pyro application is really bad as well. Well, it's normal, but the only reason that it's bad is because Xiangling exists. Thoma's main job is going to be being a shielder, and that's literally all that he is. He is a shield bot, and that's basically it. He has no damage. And just to prove it, I will be showing a comparison in a little bit with Xiangling and Thoma, but the main issue with Thoma is that he has normal ICD or internal cooldowns, which means that he can only trigger Vaporize on his ult every 3 hits. Xiangling, on the other hand, does not have ICD, so she can trigger Vaporize on every single hit of her ult, which makes her absolutely ridiculous. So Xiangling and then Bennett also, those two characters just really hamper on any new character that is going to exist in the future, and unfortunately Thoma is one of them. So for DPS, I will be comparing both Xiangling and Thoma. We are going to be using the catch, actually, because it's not fair to use Dragon's Bane on Thoma because he's not going to be able to vaporize in every single hit. On Xiangling, it's a very good weapon, but for comparison's sake, they will be both using the catch. These are her stats. That kind of attack, 59 crit rate, a lot of energy recharge, and she is on a 4-piece emblem, and then we'll give these artifacts over to Thoma just to see how night and day this damage is. And also my child here has like a level 1 weapon, he has no artifacts, and that's literally just so the enemy child doesn't die too fast. We're just gonna ult with Xiangling, we're just gonna go ham. So she is 10k'ing right now, 10k every single hit, pretty consistently as well. 10k every single hit. And now we're going to give everything that Xiangling has over to Thoma, the exact same artifacts, everything is exactly the same, just to see how different their damage is. So these are the exact same stats, and we're going to go in again. Here we go. So he is doing 4k on every single hit. Child died right there, but it's fine. 4k. And those 4Ks were not vaporizing. The 3000 that was right there, that was a vaporize, but unfortunately it did not crit. So on average, he's probably going to do like 5000 damage, or at least mine is doing that, which is literally half of what Xiangling does every single hit of a Pyronado. So you can, I guess you can technically build him for damage, but you're not really going to be doing a lot with him because he cannot vaporize. So in terms of DPS, I really don't think there's a point in building Thoma for DPS or a sub DPS. He really is just a 4-star Zhongli, and unlike Zhongli, you cannot build him as a hybrid, or at least it's not the best way to build him because his damage is non-existent. Zhongli, on the other hand, is incredibly good to build as a hybrid because he can do so much damage and also have a very tanky shield. Thoma, you just saw his damage right there, it's about 5k, which I guess you can still work with that, but why would you do that when you have Xiangling, you know what I mean? So for a general build for Thoma, you can use the catch, but because we only have one catch, and the catch is such an incredibly good weapon, there are much better units to use the catch than him, like Zhongli, Raiden, I guess even Xiangling as well, if you don't have a Dragon's Bane and you're also not vaporizing on every single hit. Otherwise, an R5 Dragon's Bane, I believe, outdamages a catch. So in my opinion, his best lance is going to be the Favonius Lance. Unfortunately, there is not a sacrificial lance, or a sacrificial pole arm, whatever you would want to call it. If there was, that would be his best weapon because his main issue is energy. So when comparing him to Zhongli, Zhongli has a 40 cost burst. Thoma, on the other hand, has an 80 cost burst, and I know it's not fair to compare a 5-star to a 4-star, but he is really just a budget version of Zhongli, so if you do have Zhongli, it's kind of really not worth it to use Thoma. But that main issue in energy is actually really huge. If you are building him like as a budget Zhongli, which basically means that you would slot him on any team, he is going to need an energy recharge weapon as well as an energy recharge sans. Like, he's going to need over 200 recharge, maybe even higher than that, because his skill is, I believe, 12 seconds. No, it has a 15-second cooldown. It has a 15-second cooldown. You can only use it once. It generates 3 to 4 particles, I believe. And you want to have his ult up as often as possible because he can have 100% uptime so long as he has enough energy recharge to do that. And you really want that because that's his job. His job is to shield other characters. But that's really hard to do because he cannot generate enough energy. So that's why Favonius Lance is a very good weapon for him. If in the future we end up getting a sacrificial one, that's going to be his best one. But also if you are using him with another pyro unit on the team, like Diluc, like Yanfei, like Hu Tao, then you can opt for less energy recharge because you're getting pyro energy from some other source. But if you are using him solo, he's going to need a lot of energy recharge. But here's the thing, his constellations really fix any issue that he would have up to C4. The absolute best Thoma that you're going to have is going to be a C4 Thoma because of his C4. It literally gives him 15 energy back after his ult. So he basically has a 65 energy cost. This one increases the duration of it, and then this one lowers his cooldowns, which allows him to generate even more energy on his own. So if you do have C4, you can opt for less energy recharge and he's still going to be fine, but at C0, he's still a very strong character as C0, he just needs a ton of energy recharge, like a ton of it. At C4, he becomes an incredible character because you can build him for more HP, which is going to be a tankier shield. That being said, building Thoma as a shield bot is literally just the way to go. Some people do that with Zhongli, they give him like a black tassel, which is an HP percent main stat weapon, but I think that's pretty worthless to build Zhongli like that. He really thrives on being a hybrid build, at least in my opinion, because his shield doesn't really need to be that tanky, and he does incredible damage, so like why not use that as well? As for the artifact sets, I think his two best ones are going to be a 2-piece Tenacity and a 2-piece Emblem, because he needs HP and he needs energy. I thought maybe that because of the way that it's worded on his elemental burst, it says that it's identical to his elemental skill, so I thought maybe it could work with a 4-piece Tenacity, because that counts as elemental skill damage. It doesn't. He does not work with a 4-piece Tenacity, which is really unfortunate because if he did, he would be incredibly good. He is still very good, but he would be literally a budget Zhongli. So like I said, you would go with a 2-piece Tenacity and a 2-piece Emblem. Normally, you would go with an energy recharge here because like I said, that is his biggest issue, and then you would just have HP and HP. I, on the other hand, already have a Zhongli, so I'm going to build him as like a hybrid kind of build, even though that's not his best build, but I want to have fun with him. As of right now, Thoma is going to be the best 4-star shielder in the game, just behind Zhongli in terms of shield. I don't think anybody's going to be beating Zhongli for a while, so Thoma being able to be the second best character is really good. His competition is Diona, which Diona is also an incredibly strong shield character, but because of Thoma's passive, his shield will end up being stronger than Diona's, even though Diona does have a constellation that increases her shield strength by 15%. So just purely as a shield bot, Thoma is going to be the best one. And you know, just for fun, let's do a physical build because his talent is level 10 and level 11 with Child on the team. So let's just do it. Even on a physical build, that still did quite a bit of damage. So Thoma is obviously an incredibly strong character. He is just relegated to being a shielder, unfortunately. You can still have fun with him, and that's what I do. I'm just having fun with his character, because I really like him as a character. I totally forgot that my child doesn't have artifacts. It's fine. So like I said, he is going to struggle a little bit in the meta, just because Xiangling and Bennett exist. But you can use Xiangling and Bennett in one team and then a shielder in your second team. And for a shielder, he is going to do very well, but he is going to need a lot of energy recharge, like I said. You'd basically just use him as a budget Zhongli, just focusing entirely on HP percentage, just trying to get his shield to be as strong as possible, just to keep your other character alive. And then if you have constellations, especially C4, then that's just going to be good, right? but I personally will be using him as a hybrid build because I think that's just more fun, even though it's not optimal. But it's not optimal just because I already own a Zhongli. That was just a taste of Thoma, seeing what he could do, basically a free-to-play build, even though it is pretty max investment. If you do not own a Zhongli, I would say that he is pretty worth it. In terms of shield strength, he is going to be better than Diona, but Diona does have access to a sacrificial bow, so she can generate a lot of energy for herself, and also she is a healer. But I do think Thoma is going to be a very good character. He is a very good character. He does get better with constellations, obviously, but at C0, he is still very strong. Is he necessarily worth it? I mean, he is a 4-star character, you're going to get him eventually, but building him up, as long as you don't have a Zhongli, he is still going to be very, very good and very, very strong. So if you enjoyed the video, hope you're having a fantastic day. Like and subscribe if you want. I would really appreciate it. Tickle my bell if you want. Comment down below whatever you want, and I will see you in the next one, where I'm probably going to beat up Child with solo him. I don't know. We'll see. See you then. Bye-bye.